like, I don't know what edition it is, but it's blue and the books are, like, normal size, not, like, the textbook size.
Dude, those ones are so huge. And, like, I'm borrowing a copy, and it has liquid damage on it, and I'm so scared to, like, make that worse. Yeah. We have to spray the cats with the spray bottle. But, yeah, I don't abuse my cats.
Yeah, no.
They're just bad.
So, yeah, what's up, y'all? This is awkward for us.
Well, this is, like, trying to... It's, like, all the pressure is on, because you have to...
Yeah, like, this is, like, when we hang out, this is what we do. And now it's, like, recording
it and putting it on the internet.
For, like, other people. And it's, like... It's, like, trying to script, like, a hangout, almost. Like, that's what...
Yeah. Well, it's like when we were in middle school, and we would be, like, acting like, okay, we're gonna fight in the hallway.
Yeah.
All right. At this time, like, all right, you need to be here. Get the lunchbox, like, I'm going to beat you.
We're throwing the lunchbox down the hallway, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this is for, the few that asked for it, and for the
Nobody asked for it.
And for the many who did not.
Nobody asked for this, bro. Okay, but, you know, it's, like, the most incel thing ever when people are like, alright, we should start a podcast.
My podcast? Yeah.
Guys, follow my podcast.
That's why that's like, I don't want to tell nobody about this except like 10 people.
To the grave.
Nobody can know.
No, I get fired from my job.
Right.
But
my barista.
No, literally. Don't dox yourself. But like, oh my god, it's just like at when I didn't do Water Wars, but like people would be like, oh, I know
where she lives, and they're like, I'm not playing.
Oh, yeah.
There was too many people that knew that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I could not do that. I would be mad as hell if I'm walking out of my work and someone is spraying me with water.
Listen, we tried our hardest. I was one of the, like, people who set it up because no one else would, and we tried our hardest to make that a rule, and it didn't. But
okay, yeah. So let's take it back.
Let's take it back. We thought it would be perfect to start our first Peakton Community College episode with how we met, which was in middle school.
Yeah. Crazy time.
Long time ago. A wrong time ago. How many years ago was that?
Oh, I can't do math. Don't ask that of me. It was a while ago. We'll leave it at that.
It was...
We're starting
2016, 2017.
We're getting to the age where we're starting to not understand Gen Alpha humor, and they're gonna start making fun of us, for what we think is funny.
Yeah.
But, let's take it back.
So,
Sixth grade, I was emo,
yeah.
You were
emo, I was wearing my neon blue Chick-fil-A logo crew neck.
We know it well.
Everyone knows it well.
Working at Dairy Queen
for
child labor.
No, I didn't start working in Dairy Queen until like the end of 8th grade, so it was legal.
My parents had to beg me. They were like, Jillian, you need to get a job.
You were unemployed.
It's like the episode of SpongeBob. And now the
turns have tables.
No, right. Now who's unemployed? No, but it's like the episode of SpongeBob where SpongeBob's taking care of Squidward, and he's like, you need to get a job! Like, yeah, that's me. That was me. That was my parents yelling at me.
Yeah.
But, so, okay, in 6th grade, I was emo. I was the blueprint, okay? I was the blueprint.
You were the original emo.
Yeah, literally, OG fell in love with an emo girl. You were like the emo Cookie Monster PJ adjacent. Yeah, like, doing my makeup in the full-length mirror, living with my grandma. That was me. You were in all of the spaces. You had your eggs in all of the baskets. No, it's called versatility.
Yeah, and I was like, I don't know,
nobody.
Yeah, we were both in band, but we were in different hours or different, I was in woodwind.
I was also in woodwind.
But we were in different hours.
I played the flute.
I played clarinet and then bass clarinet, but we were in different hours because we always joke that, like, we met in 7th grade because we didn't each other know that we existed in 6th grade.
We did not know what was happening. But there was just so much going on in 6th grade.
Yeah.
That, like, that was, like...
that's when I met, like, my friends and, like, latched. And you kind of, like...
Okay, Sam Smith. Now I got you. Alright, anyway.
Yeah, I feel like it was so different from, like, knowing, like, elementary school into, like, middle school.
That's a whole other era. That's, like...
Yeah.
I feel like people don't realize the impact that it truly makes being at school and being so... Because, like, we have homeschool friends.
Yeah.
And the vibe at those ages was so different. Yes. Like, I was at school eating, like, cream corn and then getting bullied on the playground.
And chocolate milk.
And chocolate milk at 10 a.m. Meanwhile, my homeschool friends were, like, out, like picking bugs.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, doing cartwheels.
Yeah.
On a horse farm. Like, that is so different.
Yes.
And, you know, everyone wants to make fun of the homeschool kids, but
who's at the end of the day...
At the end of the day, who is going to the beach and, like, having fun as a child versus being incarcerated at a school legally, that gets run like the Navy?
Yes.
That is the thing we need to talk about. That is the real conversation. Anyway, I'm getting too heated.
But so, yeah, 7th grade, we officially met.
Yeah.
We finally locked eyes and discovered... I thought you were a new kid. Even though we also went to the same elementary school.
For like a year.
For 1 year.
And I got bullied, like, incessantly. I don't know what it was about, like, high school bullies and me. Like, I don't know what the correlation was, but they just saw, like, a little fat girl and they were like... this gonna make some money.
Got her,
like,
yes.
Ooh, yeah. Like, the, like...
Yeah.
That was them to me. And I'm sitting there with my, like, little Justice 1-2 fit on, and they ate it up in a bad way. I was eating it up, kinda, because...
we both were eating it up.
No, yeah, OBCD. Like,
OBCD.
They don't teach you that in kindergarten. But, yeah.
We met, I think, through friends.
Yeah.
I can't remember, like, a specific moment in which it was, like, that is our, like, we met. It was just,
That's
like...
Ohana.
Like, it was just, like, there was before and there was after, like...
There was before you?
Yeah. And there was after you. Like, Harold Styles. There was no... There's no moment that I can think of that was, like... When we met, it was just, like...
It was just, like,
we're friends.
One day, it was, like... But I think the genesis of the friendship was in 8th grade. Because, like, I knew you in 7th grade, but 8th grade was when we were in a class together.
Yeah, yes. And we knew each other in 7th grade and were, like, mutuals.
We were mutuals.
IRLs. We were IRL.
IRL, yeah. And
then in 8th grade was when we actually had a class together and we became friends.
Yeah, because we were both smart and we were advanced.
We were in the fart smeller class.
We were...
And... Shout out 8th grade language arts.
No, yeah, seriously. What a queen.
That was...
Every language arts teacher is, like...
Yeah, was there for
on
us.
Another level of, like, ethereal. Like, I don't know. She was a baddie. I need her to finish her book. She had this whole thing. She would tell all of us that every class she would write down notes and, like, character, like, archetypes of, like, the students, and then one day she was gonna come out with, like, a book based off of her years and experience
and, like, all
teaching.
The quotes that, like, she heard, like, kids say.
And that was how many years ago, and she still hasn't, and she worked on it for a while. Like, she had been working on it, so I'm waiting.
I know.
I'm waiting patiently.
You know who you are when you publish. I want a copy.
No,
I want the arc.
I know you're watching this. No,
right.
Like,
I know you're tuned in.
I know you're tuned in, and you need to write some of this down to put in your book. But
yeah. So yeah, 8th grade language arts was like.
Yeah, cause
that was it. That was when, like, the Cookie Monster PJs, like, came on. Like,
because what happened was there was a group project that we needed to do, and I didn't have anybody, and you were friends with somebody. You guys were, like, super close, and I knew the chick more than I knew
Yeah.
You.
Yeah.
And so I saw that familiar face and I was like, oh. And so then I went over there and then I ended up not even really talking to her and I just talked to you the whole time.
Yeah.
And then I was like, damn, okay. And then we were besties.
So what we were doing was, and this is like a long-term, like, we talk about this every day. We were reading the Odyssey and we were doing some project, we were reading it, and it was specifically the Cyclops part. And we made a group chat on iMessage called Odysseus Fan Club, and that is like cemented like our inside out like orb in our little thing, like
the dirty bubble.
Yes.
Yeah. That
that is our core memory, like inside out.
Yeah. Okay, Riley. I enjoy. No, yeah, that's like, and then that class, there are so many memories around that class.
100 things happen.
Oh my gosh.
That could be an entire like 10
That could be
hours.
an entire episode. Yeah, that is like, but so something that happened in that class specifically, which sometimes you ever have those moments where like you think back on something you did and you just cringe and you're just like,
I have like a
visceral.
I have a roster of like top 10 moments of those that my brain loves to, at the worst moments, like cycle through, like on shuffle. And it's like, ooh, this one, some of this, some of that, like a dash of this. And for just the worst experience ever. And
so it was kind of
she
like,
made that class purposely hard to like prepare you for high school,
and
which it did. Like I came and visited her after Peakton Middle School. That should be the name.
Peakton, literally.
And she was like, didn't I prepare you? And I was like, you did.
Yeah.
You did. But
no, and especially she prepared me not for high school necessarily. She prepared me for my freshman year in college when I took, and I don't know if I should name drop her, but if you ever go to
if you go to where we go to college, and you know where we go to college, let us know, because we will tell you who not to take.
Because that she literally, like, I still got a good grade in the class because it's writing, like, literally ask me to do long division, tell my mom I love her,
right?
But
call me.
No, right, but like ask me to like write a MLA format paper, I got you. So I still did good in the class, but she was just so terrible. But I thought about our teacher because I was like, damn, yeah, she really did. Because she was nice. This other professor was
she was so funny. Ooh. Yeah, 8th grade was a lot. 8th grade was when I started getting bullied. And that was like 8th grade. Bullying, listen. High school bullies, like, hot take, but not really, because bullying is terrible, but, like, I would not be the person I am, like, today without, like, my bullies, like, shout out.
No,
like,
seriously.
I'm a better person, I am, like...
Friends close and enemies closer.
Yes, like... sometimes, y'all need just, not bullied, but, like, a little, like, hey.
We
don't normalize bullying, normalize letting people know when they're being a little weird.
Like, if we can fry chicken with the grease in your hair, you gotta be bullied a little bit, I think.
I can smell your gums from down the hall.
Yeah.
It's in not a mean way, in just a, hey friend, hand on the shoulder, like...
Hey girly text.
Right, that your man,
sometimes it needs to happen because, you know, those are the most enlightening and humbling experiences. Yeah. And I feel like if you haven't had those, but not to say the people that are, like, they think they're hot, they think they're better. Yeah. Like, literally, you can rot in hell. I hate you. Oh, yeah. But... like,
oh yeah, and now I will come at you like twice as hard as you did originally.
Exactly.
Like you're calling me whatever, but you like to wrestle men for fun.
No, like, literally. Yeah. Let's talk about that.
Let's get to the nitty gritty.
Yeah. Let's talk about you were attached at the hip.
Yeah. 8th grade was crazy. 8th grade, DC.
Ooh.
DC in 8th grade. DC is something that like... if you were one of those youngins who missed it because of COVID, first of all, you missed out on, like, the experience of a lifetime. And nothing to do with because DC. Like, I don't care, but, like...
I think it's so fun to be away from your parents at a young age it's and like, go.
Yeah.
But, on the contrary, some people... some people...
Back to what we were saying.
They were crying. They were upset.
Yeah.
That we were away from our parents. Meanwhile, I have divorced parents. Right. I'm like away from my parents for weeks on end. I was like, see y'all bitches. Yeah. Like I could be good for another 6 weeks.
I would have been one of those criers if I wasn't like going to church camp every summer, like forced to get away for like
also your uncle.
Weeks. Yeah. And my uncle was on the bus. Yeah. But
I was like, let me drive the boat. I don't care.
Yeah.
Like
DC, that was another like
time of my life.
Breed.
Hey.
I didn't really like. I didn't care about DC. I wasn't. I
just liked
the museums. The museums were fun. The food was nasty. The hotel was okay. Like,
I hated dressing up.
The dressing up was annoying.
Yeah, like why'd you have
fighting with the other schools? There was so fun. That was the funnest part.
Why did we have the party boat?
The party boat
broke.
That
collapsed.
That broke.
Yup. Hey! My aunt's a bitch. If anyone knows what we're talking about and you need that picture, I will send it.
Keep that lock and key. Like, no one can know.
Ooh, okay.
No, if anyone wants a picture, we got it. Like,
it's in the archive. We have it.
It is in the archive. DC was like... That was a time.
That was yeah.
Shoutout Lady, my favorite video of all time. Me, you, and Lady sitting at the breakfast table. I'll insert it if I want to later.
Yeah.
Y'all make me sick. That is, I quote that, and we all still do to this day. That is top 10 moments ever.
I looked freaking busted and crusted in that video, bro. How old were we? Like 13?
Like 13, 14.
Yeah.
Letting 13 and 14-year-olds, again... Congregate not like unsupervised, but like unparented, like you're getting ready. Like
you don't care about what your teachers say. You don't care. And like, oh, I'm gonna call your mom. Yeah, like, let's see if she answers.
Right.
Like, that.
I'm more shocked that because there weren't like teachers in the room, obviously, that more things didn't happen on that trip that like totally could have. Unless they did and I just don't know. Like... I don't remember anything like crazy happening. Yeah, 8th grade. 8th grade was crazy. 8th grade was the last... Well, not the last.
We're definitely peaking now, like, at our old-ass age, talking about middle school and high school. But...
Like, as much as we're talking about this is not how we were in these ages. Like, we were like... I for real was like... I don't want to get in trouble. Like, I was the goody two-shoes. I was always... doing my stuff, like
Blake was like academic weapon, kind of. I was like, don't give a like, I do not care about
you were hip hip hooray over that D.
No, like no, I was not. I was
nah, cut the camera.
I was close the curtains. My philosophy for all of school was, and this is not the same with college now. I was so, like, whenever I would take a test, I would not want to look in the gradebook and see what I got on it. I will tell you right now, from K to 12, I did not, when I did a test, unless the teacher gave me back the paper, I was not looking in that gradebook. Yeah. I didn't even remember my password.
Yeah, like, I was a My Star warrior.
No, like I don't, My Star, like, more like,
My
I don't
Star
care.
who? Like,
yeah. Yeah, like, the only star I know, the one in the sky. Right. Like, I don't know anything
Star
about...
is our Lord and Savior.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Middle school was a time. Also on DC, there was, like, a threat, like, while we... Do you not remember this?
No.
We were on the bus, and we were getting emails that there was
y'all's freak-ass bus.
Alleged, someone who wasn't on the trip, someone who was still at home... that couldn't go.
Oh,
that did
I do remember that.
And we were like,
stinky. Yeah. That's like oh, okay. So in high school, now we're graduating to high school.
Yes. And we still went to the same high school.
Yeah, we had the most legendary language arts teacher.
9th grade.
She did get on you one time because you were sitting on my desk. I don't know, to this day.
We are still confused because we really don't know what happened, and I honestly want to ask her, like, do you remember, because what did I do?
So she loved us, and she was a baddie, and...
she was a beautiful woman. Like underscore, underline, italicized, bold.
Like everyone, like, it was almost infuriating when, like, the, like, popular dudes would be like, she's so bad, because it's like, that's my girl.
That's disrespectful for you to say.
Like, it's disrespectful for you, but respectfully, I'm looking.
Yes.
Right. Yeah, like, I can't...
Respectfully, I'm looking. Disrespectfully, you close your eyes.
Close your eyes, that's my girl. Yeah. So, yeah, that was how I felt. But... So one day, me and Blake were so stupid in this class, like, doing...
I know we were annoying.
So annoying, and Blake was sitting on my desk, and we had the desks where it was, like, the solo ones, where it had, like, the
chair and then the desk, and it was, like rows and columns, like, they were all separate. Like,
prime back-cracking chair.
And
I know.
What I would give. We need to get one.
That and, like, a little,
we need to get our crunchy chair.
Yeah. And so we were sitting, or he was sitting there, I was sitting on the desk, and he was, like, sitting, like, kind of, like, awkwardly, like...
I was, like, sitting,
on my side.
like, funnily on the desk.
And so, to her, in her perspective, all she could see was Blake's back and, like, the top of my head.
My big
back. Big back. And she, like, it was, like, one of those moments where we were, like, all, like, taking a break and, like, talking or working on a project, and she, like, cuts to cameras, looks at us and is like, Blake, what are you doing? Like
that is inappropriate. That is like, sit
inappropriate. Down. Go back to your seat. And she purposefully sat us across from the room because we would talk.
Oh, and you know I was getting up and going over there every 2 seconds. And she didn't care because we always were doing our stuff.
Right. We had straight A's.
This was literally the only time that she ever.
And so to this day we have no idea why she yelled, because, like, what were we doing? What did it look like we were doing?
What did it look like from her point of view I was doing?
Like, you were just sitting there.
We weren't saying anything. I literally did it for, like, 0.2 seconds.
Yeah.
Like, as a joke.
Yeah.
No idea.
I don't know if she thought, like, maybe it'd be dangerous, like, you were gonna fall or something. But we literally, like, were breakdancing in the back of that room.
We were breakdancing.
There are videos of Blake, like, there's, like 2 times the speed.
Like, flailing on the floor.
Yeah.
Like,
white chicks breakdance. Right. That was, like... Yeah, and I don't understand, but
the amount of photos and videos I have from
that era,
the, like, below the eye line down, because I was crouched, like, on the ground.
Yep. In this one corner right next to, like, the radiator.
The radiator.
Because I was in the back. I was in the back corner, and Blake
I was in the front corner.
On the wall. Yeah. Oh my god, that one person that we...
Our special nickname for our special fellow, and this is kind of juxtaposed because what we were just saying, this was just a little fun, like, hee hee ha ha to ourselves.
Yes, okay.
When we had a nickname for a friend.
Yes.
A friend, a colleague, and it's funny because your boyfriend knows the exact person that we're talking about.
Yeah.
And agrees with us that they smelled a little bit.
Yeah.
And we called them
a little bit.
Le Monkey.
It was not a little bit.
Because we'd say, uh-oh, stinky. And that was funny. And we would just say it to each other. And it was an endearing moment because we were a bunch of fatties, so, like, it didn't matter.
Big fat fatty.
It canceled out. And...
You know, that's, like, the process of... Like, sometimes...
Yes, like, order of operations.
When you... PEMDAS, when you are fat as a kid, you have to then take out your anger in high school.
Yes.
On the smelly fat kid.
But, yeah.
No, he was a vibe. I don't know
he was funny. We were, like... Everyone was, like, no one was mean to them.
No,
like, we were like, oh... Like, it was fine. Like...
Because the vibe was kind of, like...
Like, that was, like...
I feel like he knew he stank.
Yeah.
Like,
it was, like social awareness, yeah.
That was, like, a character archetype. Like,
that class was, like... As much as one can be, like... Everyone was, like, there was...
The vibe.
Yeah, there was the person who ended up going to the alternate high school. Mm-hmm. There was the Cookie Monster PJ person. The hype beast. The...
basic white girl, whatever we are.
Multiple basic white girls.
All I'm gonna say is Lay Monkey definitely on the carnivore diet now, and I'm just gonna say that I feel like
was pheromone maxing.
Pheromone maxing, like before his time, honestly.
Was the OG pheromone maxing.
Pheromone maxing in 2019, and then COVID hit.
And then COVID, in that class.
Yeah.
And
yeah. I remember. Where were you when COVID hit?
Where were you? Because that was a very strange end of the year because it was like, for a month we didn't do anything. And then they like kind of tried to make us do things, but like what could you do? Because they didn't have anything like for us to do.
Yeah. Dude, and I remember in middle school, going back for a second, in band, we would have to like record our playing tests and send them through Google Classroom.
Yeah.
And the teacher was like, you guys are going to, like, do this in high school. Like, you need to get used to Google Classroom and online stuff because you're going to be
we use Google Classroom through basically every class.
And I was like...
Through all of our schooling.
And I'm terrible with passwords. I always have been. And so I, like, would forget. And I'd be like, I don't know. But I was like, this is so stupid. This is not how this is going to work. Like, nobody cares. Yeah. And then I get to high school and then, like, literally a couple months into my first year... Boom.
Right. And like, I'll never need this.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden, and then now I'm on my second year of college.
Right.
Strictly online.
Fully online, too.
Yeah. So, funny how that works. But,
me, like, refusing to take in-person classes because I hate them.
They're just so... I would rather have a little bit of extra busy work at home versus having to go to class early in the morning and get judged by ugly people. Like, I'm all about making friends, but...
And the culture of community college, bringing back the name of...
Full circle,
Full circle, the name.
Yeah.
Community college in-person classes, if you don't partake, is another breed of people. Like, it's... You'll have... Like, when I mean...
The early college
every genre of person ever, like, there is the mothers. There is the college... dropouts who are now back in college. There are the fresh out of high schools. There are the
still in high school.
There are the homeschooled. There are the every
person.
I can't even like think of like the right words. Like just every person ever. There is one of each in every class.
And I think sometimes that can be a vibe because like I don't like.
Yes.
Being around people like
the same people. I feel like in high school we had a good variety of people. Like there was not like some school districts I know was like strictly like white people or strict like whatever it is like hillbilly white people like or like that's how it always was versus like we had like a mix, so it was really no different going into college, but like the age difference started to become a thing where, like, there was, like, 60-year-olds in one of my classes.
I think the maturity level is good, too, though, because when you have, it's like that one, a freaking packet, yo, like that.
Teaching a freaking packet, yo.
That vibe of, like, all of these kids trying to, like, overthrow the teacher. Oh, if the teacher doesn't come in, we get to leave.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, girl, shut up.
Down.
And then, like, a freaking packet, and then...
read this book out loud, popcorn read, and y'all froze in your seats. Like,
literally, right. No, right. So then, like, going from that to, like, going to community college
with
where...
adults.
Yeah, you have, like, a mom who's, like, ringing our asses up because she has kids our age.
Yes.
Like, right now, like, in my class, I have two people, love them, they're so sweet, and we are, like, talking or whatever. Every week we do a Zoom meeting just to, like, talk about the material, and we... are so different in age. Like, they're the same. Yeah. They're around the same age. They have kids. And, like, meanwhile, I'm sitting there, I'm trying to relate, and it's like, I have two cats. Like, what do I say?
My fur babies.
I'm moving into an apartment with my boyfriend. Right. Meanwhile, they're like, I'm married. I have, like, a 13-year-old son. Yeah, and it's like, you know, but I mean, we still vibe. Yeah. So that's the magic of it.
Yeah, my favorite people in my, like, so I'm in a online, like, a myth religion, like, anthropology class, and my favorite people ever to either respond to or, like, have them respond to me, like, my discussion post is, like, the moms, and, like, they have just such a good, like...
A way with words.
View, like, of life. They just have so many things to say. Like, they just... I love it. I love them.
That's the thing.
That's grandma, like...
That's Ohana. That's the thing about, discussion posts and stuff. When you have that one classmate you know is gonna eat every time and you can, like, spitball with them. That's my favorite. I have someone in my library classes that's always in my library class because they're very small.
Like when you don't know what to write, so you go to their post to see what they did to like, okay, I get like what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah, and then also this person that I talk, he's so nice, and I'll email him sometimes and be like, hey, did you like, you know, especially because we used to be in those breakout groups together. Yeah. And so I'd be like, hey, you know, whatever, what about this or that? He was kind of like, he was like my college Blake, kind of, like not on the same, but I'd be like, hey.
Your work husband.
Yeah, no, not that. Have you seen those videos of people, like, I don't know if they're proposing or if they're just like fake proposing or something like that to people that are their like work husbands or something or work wives? I don't know. That's, you know, when you work with a bunch of people older than you, that's like that would be
proposing to your like your 70-year-old coworkers.
83-year-old no. And that's what I mean. My most like ride or die coworker, love her to the ends of the earth. Like I would take a bullet.
Shoutout.
I would take a bullet for this woman. She's 83.
Right.
And it's just like, I don't care. Because I can sit there and talk to her about my, like, stupid brain rot, whatever, and she's just going to be like, yeah. Like, she's just, and I
with
love
her
that.
Glasses, like, with the phone.
Yeah. She's going to pull that iPad out with all,
with the size 10 font.
Yeah. Yep. She's so sweet, too, because, like, I crochet, and she does baby blankets, and I asked her one time, like, hey, what do you use? Yeah. And you know, when you think of asking somebody something, they're gonna Google it. They're gonna show you a picture. She was like, I'll tell you, like, give me some time. She went home, got the, like, skein of yarn, took the wrapper off of it, and then brought it in for me and said, here you go, dear. This is your, like, this is what I use. Yeah. Or, like, when I asked her, I was like, what does your husband look like? Like, because her husband passed away a while ago. But she always talks about him, and I was like, what does he look like? And again, she brings her iPad with her to work, so I was thinking she was going to pull it up on the iPad. She's like, I'll tell you tomorrow.
She's a Candy Crush warrior.
No, seriously, I bet. No, she's a puzzle warrior, dude. You thought you were good? No, she is like, Lois is like on another level.
Puzzle tournament, let's go.
No, seriously. And so the next day, she brought in a framed picture of her wedding day with her and her husband.
That's cute.
And it's just like, there's something about that. There's so much you can learn, and something about that that's so sweet because it's like things are just so different. Yeah. And I think it's something wholesome to be like, hey, like this picture I got professionally, or like my papa, like when he was dating my grandma, she wanted a picture of him, and this was in the 70s, and so there was no phones like that, so he went and got his headshots taken. Yeah. And I still have one of the prints of his picture. Yeah. And it's like, that's so cool, because it's not like, oh, I took it on my phone and then I printed it off on a printer. It's like, I went to the place, I got the, like, that is so intentional, and there's something so sweet about that, versus, like, just the half-baked, like, oh, here's a picture of me, here's my selfie on Snapchat with the dog filter. Like, that is so... Right. So that's kind of, like, why I like... older generations until they're like, those they-thems can't, and then I'm like, okay.
Oh, yeah,
now I know why I don't like you.
When I was younger, I always gravitated towards adults, like, in, like, weird settings, like...
That's the only child in you.
Yes, and we're planning to do a whole thing about only children versus siblings, but when I was a kid... And, like, I would be at, like, a birthday party when I'm telling you, like, a child, I would be, like, hanging out with the adults.
Yeah, you would.
And, like, I'm gonna be, like, my mom she's in a book club with her friends who I know all of them. And, like, I'm planning on, like, joining in because it's at my house, like, this week. Like, I love adults. Like, I've always liked adults. I've always been, like, an old soul, like... puzzles. Dude, like, we are like the grandparents, like your grandparents.
Dude, it's like when people tell you, like, oh, you're such an old soul. It's like, girl, am I an old soul? Do you know how many
Am I an old soul or like traumatized?
Yeah, like, did I have to grow up too quick when I was a child? Yeah, like, but I think
old soul to
traumatized
reverse. Childhood trauma to old soul teenager to mature young adult pipeline is a circle.
To middle-aged adult that's reverting back to their childhood self. Why do you think my mom collects Pyrex?
Yes.
Because it reminds her of when she was a kid.
Yes. Ooh.
Yeah.
I can't... And, like, this is serious hour. I can't wait... Like, now that we're, like, finally coming, like, as adults, I can't wait to, like, become, like, an adult. Like, when you think of an adult. And, like... Yeah. Like, I'm excited to, like, as, like, myself right now, like, to see, like, what I'm gonna be like as an adult. Like,
You can already start kind of seeing those things form. And
like, excited to meet that person, like in, like, the least, like, annoying way. Like, that's how I feel.
You have... Okay, this is just like... watching My Hero Academia, but knowing the fan base is cringe. Like,
yes,
we can say
knowing they
cringy things.
Yes,
to not be afraid of the cringe is to be free.
Yes,
we like can agree. Because I watched My Hero Academia too, by the way.
Oh yeah,
during 2020, which was the stinkiest era.
Oh, did I not just binge watch all of Demon Slayer in like a week?
Yeah.
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 Yes.
And guess what? Those armpits aren't smelling like onions.
Do I have an Avatar The Last Airbender tattoo on my leg right now?
Do I have a Ponyo tattoo on my arm? Like, yes.
Yes.
But, does that mean I'm what is it? What are they called? Those people that are, like, culturally appropriating Japanese culture? like otaku
or I know what you're talking about. I can't think. Like, that Reddit, like, thread of, like...
Japan taku,
like the girl that's like, I'm psycho.
You know what I'm talking about. Like,
you guys know, you know.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, so that whole vibe, didn't mean to totally switch the conversation. But yeah, there are things in life that you can appreciate even though most people tell you it's cringe. Mm-hmm. And for me, one of those things is, I'm always trying to, like, I'll be like, oh, I want to be so different. I want to be so whatever. But the second there's a popular book that everyone's reading, I'm like, I need to read it. And so that's why I read ACOTAR. Girl, okay, you act like you did not just... No, we're not even going to get into that.
We have a lot of lore to talk about.
No, because...
in the future, but...
Yeah.
I read the first ACOTAR book and did not like it.
Okay, the first book
Y'all
isn't
are a bunch
the good
of
one.
freak goons.
Okay.
I'm kidding. I'm like
no,
65% kidding.
No, I know where you live, and, like, me and your mom are gonna beat you.
Like, to wrap up, I didn't like ACOTAR, but I have a very long opinion on the series, but not on certain people who read it, not on everyone who reads it.
That's what I'm saying. That's, like, okay, that fan base, so bad. Like,
yes.
They are gooners.
Yes.
They are. But, like, me, personally... I don't think I'm a gooner. I think I'm just...
You read it for the culture.
I read it because it was popular, and I also read it because I wanted to... I love Twilight, which it is a sin for you to love Twilight, but to hate ACOTAR. That does not make any sense to me.
Then put me on that cross.
Yeah, seriously.
That's my cross to bear.
Yeah, exactly. Because... it's the same level of cringe, I feel like. If not, Twilight is more cringe.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. If Twilight came out now...
you would make fun of it!
I would. If Twilight came out now, that's what these Gen Alpha don't get 2013 Tumblr.
No.
We're not there.
Me when I was not allowed to get social media, so I would go on Pinterest and I would find this Tony Stark fan page. It was like a fan art, and I don't care about Marvel at all. Like, literally, y'all can suck my I don't care. Mm-hmm. But I would find this fan art picture, and if you clicked on it, it would take you to Tumblr, and I was obsessed with Dan and Phil, so I would, like, go on there and, like, watch all the Dan and Phil stuff, because they would always talk about Tumblr. What do y'all know about that?
Right. What do you know about the cigarette ED for Justin Bieber
and on
unregulated on 2013 Tumblr?
Sorry. Yeah.
We'll have to bleep that.
Yeah. So
yeah. Back to high school, we were, in our eyes, we were homecoming warriors. Like, to say that for the third time warriors, how many times can I say it? Number count.
We'll put a little count on that.
Yes, we'll put a count.
But that is like, we really thought we were gonna make like homecoming king or queen,
and I almost did. Well, I was on the court and you weren't. I was on the court and you weren't, but we were like going together, so I don't get that. But the person that I was on court with did win homecoming queen. Shout out Sydney and shout out Cooper adjacently. Y'all ate. Sydney, you ate. If any one of us was gonna win, I'm glad it was you. Yep.
That's I just feel like they didn't get my vibe. They didn't get it, and that's okay.
Well, also the day where it was like you had to like claim that you were running for court, I did it the morning of. I posted a picture of me, and then when we got to school, I posted a picture of us and said, "Vote us for homecoming court." And then I got on the ballot, but but I feel like it was because you, after COVID ended, because this was our senior year of high school. After COVID ended, you, for a year, did not come back to school. You still did online school.
Yeah, I was living my best life, watching Neon Genesis Evangelion.
And I was on my hands and knees begging.
I'm begging
you to come back for senior year.
Yeah, and then I did, because...
And you did, and...
I was eating hard-boiled eggs in my car in the morning.
and I'm putting that video up there, too.
No! Bruh. Bro, that is incriminating. That's like... Okay, listen, I needed protein. I'm a vegetarian.
Right. No, we get it.
Like...
Listen, the ones who get it, get it.
Right.
It was just funny.
Like, if you haven't put everything bagel seasoning on a hard-boiled egg, what are you doing with your life? That is, like, the best. That is so good. Anyway.
We went our junior and senior years of high school to homecoming together. And then we went not together, but in group to prom.
Yeah, because our senior... homecoming, I was in the talking stage with my boyfriend, and we were texting and stuff. I remember because he was at a concert that night, and one of our friends was also going to that concert after she was like done at homecoming, which they had homecoming outside and it was freezing. It
was so cold. Yeah. It was so cold, and they had heaters that kept like shorting the system, so like every 5 seconds someone would replug a heater in, and then all of the power would go out.
Yep. So we were out there for that. We did that. That was fun. And then my feet hurt so bad after that. I was literally crying, and then
I'll put our homecoming pictures on there too. Prom was fun.
The food was
disgusting.
Also
disgusting, and our entire table was vegetarian practically.
Yeah.
And vegetarian or very vegetarian adjacent, but the only thing they had that wasn't meat was the potatoes and like the green beans.
Yeah. Well, and okay, so I'm gonna drop some Alex G lore really quick. Alex G, one of my favorite musicians, has a brother, and he has an Instagram with the name Scully2000, and our DJ that sponsored all of the events at our high school looks like Alex G's brother, Scully2000. And so he has this huge, like, Morrissey, like, quiff in his hair, and he looks like Scully2000, and so I would always, like, be like, no way, because I love Alex G. I have an Alex G tattoo, but I was like, no way, that's crazy. And he would always play songs that were so old and outdated. Yeah. It was so irritating. It's like, girl, play something... Like, he played, like,
there was nothing, like, of the times.
No. And it was so bad. Like, we do not want to hear Party in the USA. Like, in 2023.
But then, it would either be, like, old music, and then it would be, like, this is for you, fellas. We're minors. Yeah. And then would play, like, Red Nose and, like, freak music. Yep. And everyone would be grinding. Which, whatever, but it's like...
Somebody got pregnant.
Yeah. The fake Patreon that we have, we'll save the name drops. For our non-existent Patreon, we'll say who that was.
We'll just say,
Let's just say.
Yeah.
Let's just say.
Oh, and then
I'm wearing a fedora next time.
No, you're not. Speaking of that, we have a song.
Yeah, so around homecoming, we would make homecoming playlists, and we had a song.
I added it, by the way.
Her song, because of course I would have found that on my own.
Well, I don't listen to this type of music really, but I love Gerard Way. That's Bayfy 5 Ever. So I found a collaboration he did with Deadmau5, is it? Yeah.
No idea.
So it's called Professional Griefers, and it's the best song.
Like, to this day, like, our song.
Yeah.
Like, that is, I put it on and it's so good. Yeah. That should be it can't be our intro music. We'll get
copyrighted. But that being said, if you made it to this far in the video, you should go on Spotify.
You should listen to it and think of us in my 2013 terrain.
Yep.
Because you didn't have your license.
I had my license.
At that point. It was junior year.
I had my license. My mom just never let me drove anywhere.
Oh, right.
My mom was, like, scared that I was gonna die in a fire, so she was like... I've never gotten in a car accident, knock on wood.
Yeah, you better, because I was saying that until I did, too.
You didn't get in a car accident?
That's why I have a new car. Well, not why, but I got a new car right after I got into an accident.
You didn't get into an accident?
Yeah, in August.
What happened? I do not remember this.
This lady hit me.
Why don't I remember that at all?
Did I not tell you? I definitely told you. Whatever. It was not bad.
I don't remember that.
It was not bad, but the day was bad, so I sobbed. I sobbed to the cop. It was really funny.
There was cops?
I had to call the police. That's what you do. When it happened, I don't remember... Like, I sort of remember the front of her car hit the back of my car. And...
I do remember this now, I think. Maybe. Where were you?
You need to take some ginkgo.
I need...
vitamins.
Dude, I'm all vitamined up.
I sort of don't remember, like, the 5 seconds between me right after getting hit and getting into the parking lot. Because it was, like, blacked out, like, the adrenaline, like... You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, I was conscious, and in the moment, I knew what was happening, but then, like afterwards, I don't necessarily remember because it was so, like... The adrenaline surge that I had was like it just blocked out like my memory for like a second.
That is so scary.
And then we immediately, because I've never been pulled over. I've never been in an accident. I've still never been pulled over, and then up until then I had never been in an accident.
Yep.
And I, as a 20-year-old.
Yeah, me too. I've been
driving since I was 16, and I first thing called my dad, because I was like, I honestly don't even know what to do.
Yeah.
I know you're supposed to, like, give them your insurance. I knew that much, but I didn't know, like, what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
So I called my dad first.
And
then I called the police, and then I called my boss because I was on my way to work.
Oh, that's the worst.
And I didn't end up having to go into work.
Yes. If your boss was like,
she knew the events that had led up, like, the 2 days prior.
So it was just...
It was meant to be. It was Joker.
Yeah. So, for COVID...
Yeah.
So basically, like, I'm sure everybody had those friendships like this because you couldn't do anything outside.
Right.
So we would just, like, FaceTime each other every day.
Mm-hmm.
And...
Like,
every day. And we kind of still do. Like, when I wake up in the morning, I'll see... Because usually... Blake will be like...
Oh, I've had, like, half a day before you get up.
Yeah, right. And so, yeah, I'm just, like, I'm dead. But,
Early bird gets the worm.
No, seriously. So, we would FaceTime.
We would just FaceTime, like, when it was, like, over COVID, when you would wake up at... When you would wake up at 11, 12 p.m.
Yep.
Or, for other people, like, 6 p.m. And then you would be up until... 3 a.m. or later.
Yep.
I don't think there was a period that I went to sleep before probably like 2 a.m.
That is so unhealthy.
I know.
Like, it's so bad. Thinking about it now.
Thinking about it now to where I strictly go to bed within a window of 9:30 p.m. to like 10:30 or 11:30. Like, I'm in bed...
Yeah.
Then I wake up at 8 a.m. every morning. That is my schedule every single day, Saturday, Sunday.
cannot.
7 days a week.
I can't. Like, it takes everything to get me out of bed. Like, you have to, like, you could pour ice cold water on me. You could let my cats get the zoomies and run on top of me.
I've broken into your house practically with your code that I was allowed to get in the house with. And came into your room while you were asleep, like, middle of the day.
Blake admitting he's stalking me. No, but, like, I can't get myself awake. I don't know what it is.
Yeah. But yeah, that was like, if you can survive we didn't see each other. Like, I remember, like, when we finally hung out in person for the first time, like, it was like, we had only been, like, on the phone.
Well, because we got really close at that point because we were so bored.
Yeah, we were close and we were friends, but we got, like, best friends.
Yeah.
Over COVID.
Yeah.
And then it was, like, it wasn't, like, awkward, like, you don't know how to, it was just, like, you have to readjust, because I had been hanging out with, like, a few people here and there.
I was not, like...
But, like, you did not.
And it's hard because I think it wouldn't have been awkward if we... The big thing was, you're not used to socializing with people outside of your family for all of those, like, months.
Yeah.
And so... That's actually, like, a big thing with, like, elementary schoolers now, is, like, they don't understand how to, like, connect with other kids, because they treat them like they're siblings, so they beat the f*** out of them, and then the teacher's like, you can't do that,
right?
Because that's not your sibling, and they don't get it. So, yeah, that was, like, I think that's wise, because we were just so not used to casually hanging out with somebody.
And then,
but it was
like, if you can survive COVID... And your friendship can last before and after, like, you've made it. Yeah. And now, what is it? 5 years later now?
It's more than that.
It's 2025. That was 2020.
Oh, I thought you were talking about our whole friendship.
No. Okay. No, we've been friends for 7+ years. Mm-hmm. No. 8 or...
Ooh, did you hear my ankle?
Yeah.
Ooh.
8 years.
Somebody pay for my chiropractor.
It's been 8 years now.
You ate.
But, like, we're there. I don't think, like, we would get to a point where it's, like, we're adults and it's, like, man, like, I haven't, like, where's Jill?
Yeah, you're gonna be Unky Blake.
I'm gonna be Uncle Blake. Because I don't have any siblings, again. Yeah. So, I can't have nieces and nephews unless whoever I marry has siblings.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Kids. Meanwhile, my sister's literally pregnant. Right. Everybody knows. Blake was literally the first person I told, because I was like...
You told me way before, like...
She did not want you to know, and she didn't... It was before...
That's hard with everybody. I have other friends who I'm sure are watching.
Yeah.
All of their siblings also that I find out...
Yep.
I find out, like... the embryo. Like, I just know everything.
You find out when, like, the egg comes out of the, like, ovary.
The ovary, yeah.
Yeah.
The fallopian tube has just been occupied, and I know.
Yeah, you have echolocation. You hear when they have like, you know. Yeah. So, I was deep in a mozzarella sub. Or, not a mozzarella sub, a meatball sub with mozzarella. Heavy on the mozzarella, but
I thought you hate mozzarella sticks.
I don't like the deep fried ones, but I like mozzarella.
Oh.
Mozzarella. Yeah, I like that.
You're Latina.
Yeah. Vegetarian, by the way. But, vegetarian meatballs. But, we were on FaceTime, she was acting weird, and I was like, girl, like, what is wrong? Why are you acting like that? She flips the camera and she shows me the pregnancy test, and I was like...
She shows you 8-month pregnant belly.
And I was like eating my sandwich. I was like, what? Yeah. And she's like, I'm not pregnant. There's no way. And it was like the 2 reddest lines I ever saw in my life. And I was like, pack it up.
The whatever's in the pudding. Like,
yeah, the proof is in the pudding. Yeah. Yeah, when I made a poster at the early college program that said the druth is in the pudding, that's the funniest thing I've ever made. Anyone who watches Emergency Intercom, the Druth is
Shout out, we want to collab.
We want to collab! Yes!
Fly us out.
Fly us out, yes. I'm out here in Wyoming.
Fly us out, we'll bring our break bottles.
Yes,
like,
I'm out here in Wyoming.
We're there.
Yeah, that part. Yeah.
But yeah, so that's kind of the memoir, the autobiography of our whatever.
Yeah.
Our Emily cracktivities.
Okay, seals. Anyway.
But
so to wrap things up.
To wrap it up, we have been for the past since September, which it started with, we read the entire Throne of Glass series in 4 months exactly, which if y'all have not.
You need to read it now.
For someone who hated A Court of Thorns and Roses, we want to get Throne of Glass tattoo. Like, that is one of is the best fantasy series I have read so far.
Yeah, definitely in 2024.
Oh yeah,
like 1000%.
Oh yeah, that was exceptional. So we started book club. It's like fake book club because it's just the two of us.
And we like just call each other and like in the middle of our FaceTime we'll be like, all right, let's have book club.
Oh, book club, yeah. And then we started it reading it together in person and then we ended it and that was fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
But so now we're reading Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson, which
it's good.
It's good. It's not as good as like the entirety of the series. I'm only gonna relay everything we read to Throne of Glass.
I know.
Like, that's my issue.
That's the problem.
I can see the vision. And I'm so excited because I want to read The Way of Kings so bad. And you have to read this first. So I'm looking forward.
Everyone who says like they want to get into reading Sanderson or anyone, like they always say like start with Mistborn.
Yeah.
Well, because also I mean the trilogy is like the most popular, but there is other books. So
yes,
if you
he has a lot other ones, but this is like the beginning. Like if you're gonna read them, you start with this one.
In the beginning. If you really wanted to, you could. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm on chapter 8. I don't know. I think we're about the same place.
Yeah.
It's really good. We'll let y'all know where we're at next time.
Yep. Wow, that's kind of like full circle because we were talking about that when
we started. If y'all catch that, we were talking about it at the beginning.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right.
I think that's about it.
All right. Well.
Let us know how we did. Let us know in person.
Yeah.
And in the comments, hit whatever it is. Smash.
Smash that comment in the box down below.
Subscribe, share.
Yeah. Why y'all talking about smashing boxes, huh?
But that's the question.
Yeah, but that's the hypothesis.
Mm-hmm. And that's what we're gonna find out.
All right, we're gonna find out if we peaked in community college.
And we are gonna find out. So yeah, okay. It's a wrap. It's a turkey wrap.
It's a chicken sandwich.
It's a chicken sandwich.